Thank you very much. And the next presentation is very important, especially for any new router OS users, because Teddy Yuliswar will be talking about protecting your Mikrotik router from brute force attacks.
Hello, Sabai di Tonsway. My name is Teddy Yuliswar. I will talking about how to protecting your Mikrotik. Sorry, something wrong. Is Robin where? Again, I hope all of us here still waiting for the lottery after the next presentation after me. So I hope all of us still have the spirit until the end of the Mikrotik user meeting. I will talking about how to protecting your Mikrotik router from brute force attack. Before I talking about that, I will talking to you where I come from. Okay, I come from Tanah Regency in the West Sumatra, in Indonesia. We have the most beautiful town in the world by budget travel magazine New York. So I will invite all of us to come to my hometown and visit to my hometown. If you come, you can call me. I will give you my number in WhatsApp after the end of this presentation. We also have the culture, traditional culture. We call this Pacu Jawi. It's around 100 of years and celebrate the rice harvest season. We also have the kingdom palace. We call it the Istana Pagaruyung. Located in Tanjung Mas. So you will be come to my hometown. I will ask you to come to the Istana Pagaruyung. Maybe Mikrotik staff also. Yes. The palace is already burned 3 times, but we built again. The last is the 2007. We also have the mill. Yeah, the most delicious food in the world, rendang. Yeah, everyone knows across the country knows the rendang. We have that, and we also have what they call is nasi padang. Nasi padang, a Norwegian singer, Audun Kippan, created a song, and this is a very viral song in Facebook. Jadi, no people from Indonesia, but from Norwegian make a song about the nasi padang. Okay, I'm using the Mikrotik since the router OS 2.97 in the 2008. I'm also have the all certificate of the Mikrotik. I'm also being the Mikrotik certified trainer in Dubai in 2016 last year. With my friends from Indonesia, from Cambodia, and from many people from there. I'm also the Mikrotik certified consultant in Indonesia, listed in the mikrotik.com. I'm also the Mikrotik Academy coordinator in Indonesia. So we will be talking about the security. What is the security? Security guard in the hotel, in your house. Yes, we will talking about this. Yeah, the purpose of the security is how to protect what they protecting. Like this, you look at the fence. They have 2 fences in the White House. Why? Because they want to protect the White House in more than secure than. If they only want have, if something a car is coming and then will be directly to come to the White House. So we can say security is inversely proportional to convenience. If you're not secure, yeah, will be you will feel the convenience. But if you make it secure, like the White House like that, if you want to come to your house, you must enter twice in the two fence. I think that's not comfortable. So, security is inversely proportional to convenience. And now, we are not talking about the fence, about the house security, about the security guard. No, I will be talking about that because I'm not a security man. So, we are talking about the network security. Because we are in the Mikrotik user meeting, Mikrotik is the one of the famous devices and one of the famous many product is talking about the network. So we will be talking about the network security. So what is the network security? Network security is the concept of the policies, practice adopted to prevent and monitor unauthorized access, misuse, modification or denial of computer network and network accessible resources. So, and there have made the something like the, if we talking about the network, we will be talking about the attack. Attack is the in computer or computer network, and attack is the any attempt to destroy, expose, alter, disable, steal or gain authorized access to or make authorized use of an asset. You know? So if we look at the pie chart, brute force have a big is in the 14.74%. Now we will be talking about the brute force, but not only brute force is attack. Most prevalent attack vector is the shell shock, SQL injection, backdoor, fingerprinting, footprinting, malicious document handling, suspicious activity, DNS change poisoning, denial of service. So many attacks. So what we must do? We use the firewall to protect our network. The firewall is the network security system that monitors and controls the incoming and outgoing network traffic based on the predetermined security rules. Yeah. Firewall concept. If we are talking about firewalls, we have the two concepts, exclusive and inclusive. What is exclusive? Exclusive is firewall allow all traffic to and except for the traffic matching the rule sets. So if you make the rule in the Mikrotik, you will be make the accept all in the first, and then you block what they want you don't need to that's allow in your return. Okay. So what is the GAN? The GAN is the inclusive. Firewall only allow the traffic matching in the rules to and block everything else. So we make a different. For inclusive, firewall only accept the traffic. Yes, accept maybe accept the port 80 for the web, except for the anything, and then in the end we set the block everything else. So everything is dropped, something like that. So what is the best? Both of these, what is the best? Exclusive or inclusive? Anybody can answer my question? What is the best? We allow all and then we block others, or we allow what we want and we block all. What the best? Yes, good. Also, inclusive is the best because we allow what we want to allow and then we block everything else. So if we are talking about the firewall concept, now is the best is the inclusive. Mikrotik router has very powerful firewall implementation with the feature including stateful packet inspection, 7-layer protocol detection, peer-to-peer protocol filtering, and Mikrotik router OS firewall traffic classification by many of these: source MAC address, IP address, network or list, address type, broadcast, local, multicast, unicast, port or port range, IP protocol, protocol option, interface the packet array from or left through, interval flow and connection mark, DHCP byte, packet connection, packet size, packet arrival time, rate at which packet arrive, and sequence number, and much more. So, Mikrotik router OS can classification the traffic by this. So where you can buy or you can find the Mikrotik firewall. If you use the router OS, you can find the IP firewall, and the firewall is filter rules, not mingle and draw. I make the table to what the chain we can use in the filter rule, not mingle and draw. I make it like this. So if we use the filter, we can use the chain is the input, output, and forward. We cannot use the pre-routing and post-routing. If we use the mingle, we can use the all of this: input, output, forward, pre-routing, post-routing. If we use the NAT, we only can use the pre-routing and post-routing. If we use the raw, we will be use the output and pre-routing. So where I can find this, I can find in the traffic flow. So if you want to understand what the Mikrotik can do, you must understand what the traffic flow. And I will be give some like the conclusion to you, so you can use this just like a cheat. So if you wanted to do something, you can use this for cheat. Yeah. I want to make the filter, or I cannot use the pre-routing and post-routing. And then I'm talking about the action of the table. So if we use the firewall, if we use like the if in the programming if else, after we set the chain, so we will be the action what is the action, and the action is the accept, no track, drop, reject, target, masquerade, redirect, source NAT, and the destination NAT. Filter, we can use the accept, no track, drop, and reject. NAT, we can use accept, target, masquerade, redirect, source NAT, and destination NAT. Row, we can use the accept, no track, and drop. Many explanation about this we will be find if you get the training in the MTCNA class. So if you want to know what it is, you maybe get the certification, or maybe you can search in the Google the material of the MTCNA. So after this, I will be talking about what is the brute force attack. If you set your router in the basic config, you can directly connect it to internet with many steps, and then you cannot do anything, but your router already have the IP address static, and then they can access your router. Wow, something like the brute force attack is one of that attack. So what is the solution to prevent our router from this? Before we talking about what is the solution, we must know what is the brute force attack. The brute force attack is attacker trying many password or passphrase with the hope of eventually guessing correctly. The attacker systematically check all the possible password and passphrase until the correct one is the found. Yes. So I will be give the demonstration after this to you, and I'm only use the cable, so not I'm use the wireless connection. So this is maybe secure to me. Okay, the solution is first, please change the default port from IP services, especially for telnet, Default is the 23. SSH default is the 22. FTP default is the 21. Pinbox in the 8 to 91 in the TCP, and API in the 8 to 8728 in the TCP. Or we don't use this. Almost the best is we disable like this. If we don't use this service, please disable. If you use this service, you change the port. Don't use the default port. So if I change the Winbox port, this default port of the Winbox is the 8 to 91. If I change, so what I must do to connect to my router with the Winbox, we can do like this. We can write the IP address semicolon port in the Winbox connect to, and then we make the login password, login username and password. So if you change, don't forget the port what you write after you change, and you use the port to connecting. Okay, and the other solution is the set the firewall like this. Set the firewall like this. So I set the firewall in the filter. If you look at this, so I set in the filter rules. If I use the Winbox to config, I use IP firewall filter rules. So I set the IP firewall filter. For this, I don't use the Winbox. So to config the Mikrotik router OS, we can use the Winbox. We can use the new terminal in the Mikrotik. So we use the config like this. You can copy my presentation after this, and then, or you can download in the mikrotik.com. You put here in your new terminal and you enter, you will be find the filter about this. So I will give the explanation to you what we do. Many people can get the configuration of the Mikrotik from the Google. Looking in the Google, browsing and find the configuration in the blog of the website, and you put all of the config in your router, but you don't know what this configuration use. What is the function of the configuration? This is important, because if you don't understand what you do in your router, it's maybe misuse. It maybe cannot give the instruction of your network. One of the advantage of the training is you get the explanation from the trainer about what you do. And for this, I'm only tell to you about IP firewall filter. So in firewall filter, look at in my table, we use the input, output, and forward. What is different? Input is the coming to router, is the connection coming to router. Not only from the LAN, maybe from the WAN. So if everything coming to router, we use the input. So in this configuration, we protect our router itself. So we will use the input chain, because come to our router. If we will be protect to what our router connection from the router to others, is we use the outside. The key is the from the router. So the input is to router, output is the from the router. And what is the forward? Forward is the traffic is just forward from your router. Something like example like this. If your client access the Google, they is the forward, because they don't coming to your router, then That's not going to from your router. That's only for WAR in your router. This is important. So in this configuration, I use the input. Input, input, input. Because coming to our router. Can you understand? Yes? Okay. This is simple. This is simple. And then, what the protocol we will be use? We will use the protocol is the TCP. TCP, and we will be the explain that what is the port is the destination port. We can use make the it or maybe make this the configuration only for the FTP only, so only write the 21 and don't write the others. If just for the SSH, it will be write the 22. So in this configuration, I write the two all of port in the IP services. So you can make it like this, combine or make it alone. And the important thing in the firewall is they will be access screens. So if the rule in the top already give the pass with the everything you said, and then they will be not check again in the bottom. So this is important. Firewall is sequence. So you do like this, and then if we have the input to port this source address is the brute force blacklist, I will be action drop. So where I can find the brute force blacklist, I find the brute force blacklist is the other rules in before. So just like this. Maybe you will be understand if after I give the demonstration to you with my router. So the other configuration, you can accept the 21 port for FTP. So make the configuration to allow only 10 FTP login incorrect answer in the minute, like this. So if the FTP server don't give the incorrect answer about the username and password, they will be give the information is the 530 login incorrect. So we take in the content and we give the limit like this. So before I give the demonstration, the basic hardening Mikrotik router OS is please disable www in the IP services if you never use the webfig. Because if you search in the Google Doc, one of the how to hack with the Google, and then you can find the how to write the something like the yes, I can give you a demonstration. So we'll be find the who have the router also accept the service of the www or web. So if you never use webfig, you always configure your router with the Winbox. You can use and disable this port. And then like what we do before, change the port for Winbox and login. Please use the IP address semicolon port. Okay, and then this is very important. Remove user admin. Yes, remove user admin and make a new user for the full privilege access users. Admin is not very secure, you know. And then disable discovery on the interface to which your network user are connected. So if you use the Winbox, you can use the neighbor in the bottom of the Winbox before login. That will be find the neighbor. If you don't need your neighbor, find your router. So disable in the IP neighbor discovery. Or you can block the default Mikrotik discovery protocol in the port 5678 on your router. if this is convenient and if you have checked this level. So the conclusion, Mikrotik router OS already have the very powerful firewall implementation, but the network administration must make the configuration alone, because Mikrotik router OS just give the facilities that so never stop to learn. Okay, I will give the demonstration to you. I'm use the MIP2N. One of the product of the Mikrotik is the small router. Yeah, some on the size is only like this, but this is not the smallest, because Mikrotik also have the smallest MIP Lite, CAP Lite is the smallest that MIP2N, but in this I'm use the MIP2N. I've used the cable connection because I'm talking about the security. Then I say the wireless is not secure. Who have the what we call this, the air? Everyone have the air. So if you want to hack my router, please come your cable here. Yeah, please come your cable here, you can hack. Now it is very secure. So if we think about our thing or talking about wireless, the more secure is the wire. If because they want to join, they must use their cable to our router. Can you understand what I say? Okay, I will give the demonstration to you, and if you want to try I will give the information about the tool to brute force, but I don't have the. If you do what like what I'm do, please don't say to that information is from me, because I don't have the. Yeah, this is for the lesson only. If you do something, use this tool, and you taking from with the police, going to the jail, and never say about my name. Okay, I just give the information to you. After this up to you. Okay, so maybe I record the presentation, so I use this to protect myself. Okay. Okay, I will be use the Winbox. Wow, too many. Yeah, it's the one way to secure. You cannot read my. Sorry. So I already give the IP address of my router with the cable connection. You can look it here. I give the IP is the 10.00.2, and my router is 10.00.1. If you want to access the other routers, you can use their IP public. So this is only for the demonstration. So I connect with the login is admin, unsecure, with the password. Password, yes. Will be find what password I write. So this is okay. Nothing happened to my router, and I will be do with the one of the tool is the call is the Hydra. Will be find Hydra in Google, Medusa, MKey Brutus, and Craig. This is the tool to brute force. And this is the one of the type is the dictionary attack. So based on the dictionary. Okay. Now this is the Yes, this is the config I use. I enter. And looking what happened to my router. Maybe you will find something like this in your router, in your home, in your office, in your girlfriend's home, maybe. Okay? So what happened? Oh my God! It's the good color, red. It's the good color, I think. I love red, maybe. So, yeah. Something, they use this, and they get the password and login. You know? My password is monkey. My password is monkey. Yeah, we have make connection. Remember that? So I'm just login the admin and password is monkey. Okay, and then if I stop this, I stop, but the attacker already get the password of our router. It's very unsecure. Okay, so after look at my presentation will be, oh, this is not secure. Yes, in network not secure. So what we will be do? We will be make the configuration like. Okay, I'm copy the config. I will be explain more about this config maybe in my website. So you will be visit my website in the internet indo.workers.com. Okay, so I put here. Okay, and I will be get the magic one in the firewall filter rules. Yes, I think it's the best way to configure the Mikrotik is if you familiar with the new terminal is more than comfortable to someone, because you may want to make a change, you just change the one of this. So look at this. Okay, and then I'm do attacking again. I'm do the attacking again. And look at this. We are waiting. What happened? Okay. The rule is how to take the attacker IP address and save in the address list with the name of the brute force blacklist. And brute force stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And then after this, I save the IP address is the for 10 dice. 10 dice to save. So they cannot access my router again until 10 dice. If they try to access again, and then will be blocking in the 10 dice again. Okay. It's so simple, but it's very important. Okay, and you know you not find again the red color in your log. So yeah, you don't get the good color again. So yeah, will be saved like this. So many firewall filter rules you can make with the Mikrotik router OS. This is very powerful of the one of the firewall, and you can configure a lot, and you don't need to buy the license. Oh yes. So the important thing is you can understand what you do. Okay, I think this is the end of my presentation. If you have the question, have the question. Any question? Yes, sir?
What if they group force with more IP addresses?
What?
What if they brute force with a lot of IP addresses?
Yes, we catch all of the IP address in the address list, and then this is the impact of the brute force. It also get the impact of your CPU of your router. So will be get your router being busy maybe. So if you use the router, they attack you. Will be you catch the IP address and take in the address list. Yeah. Many IP address can be saved in the address list. Okay. Okay. If you still have the question, please email me and or also send the WhatsApp to me. Okay, guys, do you have another question? Okay.
Can we use the firewall to block YouTube and Facebook?
Oh yes, we can do everything with the firewall. Block YouTube and block Facebook also.
Do we need some certificates in order to do that?
No. You can find many configuration in wiki.mikrotik.com. It's important. Yeah, Mikrotik also have the a place to give the information to all of the Mikrotik user in the wiki.mikrotik.com. And if you have still have the question, please email me or WhatsApp me. I will give explanation to you. Okay? Học chảy lại. Thank you.